Hello everybody and welcome to Front Row Racing on this Thursday evening as we prepare for the Front Row Racing World Series Round 13 from Spa in Belgium. I'm Front Row Racing DP and joining me in the commentary box this evening is TempFear, yesterday's race winner, and Arazor21 who had an interesting reserve race around Spa last week. So guys, what are we looking for out of this race today?
Everyone surviving? Spa seems to be a race that just kills everyone. I mean, everyone always seems there's more DNFs here than, well, sometimes Monaco. But Arazor or as Jason, as our good old Ted Crabstick scored you last race. What are you looking for this weekend?
Yes, I'm looking forward to the wet race. It's Belgium. It's very likely to rain after my rain dances, so it's gonna be interesting one. And there's the straights to overtake. DRS will be used a lot today, I guess.
What sort of speed do you think we could be hitting?
Very fast speeds.
Along, you was something mile an hour or kph. I mean, I think we saw Jeremy James hit 228 yesterday, so think anyone can beat that?
Well, everything is possible, but I don't want to guess about that.
No, Tony's not into guessing games. And in a few moments' time, we will send the drivers over to the racetrack. But I do just quickly want to run through the drivers and the teams. We'll also go through standings. And if we get a chance throughout the event, we will go through some of the drivers' pre-race comments. There is quite a few of them. And there's a few interesting ones as well. We've also got question of the day, which I will put to my co-commentators and also to the viewers and to the drivers at the podium interviews at the end of the session. I just need to grab myself a pen. So as we have a quick look then at the teams and the drivers, and in the petrol pumpers Mercedes, it's an interesting team pairing because they're battling it out for the title. It's Hindle and Conzo. In the old crash test dummies Ferrari, we've got Jason and Dave the Harp, and in Censored Williams we've got Kane Ianda and a reserve driver, Garfield 86, had his first World Series reserve event race last week, and he's managed to put himself on the radar enough to get a reserve seat today. In the New Age Outlaws Red Bull, we've got Rickster and MX Everglow. Some interesting pre-race comments from them if we get through to them. And in the Hey Ho Double Toe Force India, we've got Farfbert and RDB. In the wrong tyres, Renault, we have Valdemar and SBL Mali Kekech. Both drivers have been struck with bad luck already this season. Let's see if they can have a bit better luck in Spa today. In the Toro Rosso team with the crazy long name of $1 Million Herbie Toro Rosso, we've got Milstar and 69, and we've got TempFear and Arazor there. And in the mental age of 10 McLaren, we've got from a Racing GP and reserve driver Calzo 210. In the Manor, we've got the return of Mystic Joker, putting the Yank back into the Yank and Limey Manor Racing team, and his teammate Lefty Hardtail, who had an interesting but also dramatic race last time out in Germany. And the admins pick rookie driver in the Haas today. We have the OG Dragon. So good luck to all of the teams and the drivers. And I think we shall now send them over to the circuit. So as I get ready to take us through the last race results and the current driver standings, Temp, I'll come to you for constructor standings in a few moments. I've got a feeling that by the time we get to the circuit, we'll see that there's a little bit of rain there, but we'll have to wait and see for that. Okay, so Germany, last time out, round 12, 2 weeks ago. Bit of an interesting race, but Hindle was able to take the victory, opening up a massive lead now at the top of the standings. From a Racing GP who started in 16th place, finishing second. However, he was helped out massively by a few drivers getting rather large penalties. Bleeding Sunrise, who has now moved into the World Championship, he finished in third place with Rickster taking fourth. RDB finished in fifth, and the admins picked rookie driver on the day took sixth place. Dave the Harp finished in seventh, while Lefty Hardtail took eighth. Kane Ianda finished in ninth. SBL Mali Kekech 10th. to round out the point scorers. And 69 and Jason finished 11th and 12th, while Farfber, the mental age of 10 McLaren reserve driver, Konzo, MX Everglow, Milstar, Valdemar, all did not finish or were unfortunately disqualified after the event. But the big story from Germany was that Konzo and Calzo both got disconnected at the same time, which had a dramatic effect on the Drivers' Championship standings, of which I will go through now. Hindle leads the way on 180 points. Konzo, he's in second place, a big gap between them now, he's on 167. Mystic Joker, he's sitting in third on 120 points, while his teammate is right behind him in fourth on 82. From Racing GP's recent results have moved him up the order. He's now in fifth place, and it's raining, Tony. It's raining. It's raining. Put your jackets on. Get the brollies out. It's hammering it down. Oh, look at that.
No rain in the race, though, unfortunately.
Boo. I tell you what, though, here's an interesting one for you. We usually see GP go out on intermediates on a dry track. Is he going to go out on slicks? We'll have to wait to see. I'm going to finish off these standings while you guys can have a look at who goes out on track and check in the weather. So let's see, where did I get up to? GP, 5th place, he's on 72 points. Jason, he's in 6th place on 66 points. Rickster, he's in 7th with 55 points. And then we've got the FRR admins pick rookie car on 39 points in 8th place. Ant 69 is in 9th on 35, while Bleeding Sunrise, he was in 10th on 27 points, but his name will get removed and he will get replaced eventually once Kane decides who will be his permanent replacement. David Harp, 11th place on 24 points. Farfber and RDB, the teammates, joint 12th on 23 points. Milstar, he's in 14th on 22 points, while Kane Ianda is on 7 points in 15th place. DSZ Man, who's not raced for a while, on 3 points in 16th. And then 17th we have SPL Mali Kekec with 1 point. Valdemar in 18th with 0 points, and MX Everglow joint 18th on 0 points. So, Temp, could you run us through the current Constructors' Championship standings, please?
Yeah, so we have Petrol from Mercedes with a good 170 point lead on 372 points. Let's say Yankin Lagumana on 202. Big gap there. Constructors could say it's over, but it is still possible for them to come back. In third, we have Sensor Williams on 135 with Men Legend Tim McLaren not too far behind in fourth on 122. In fifth, we have the old crash test dummies Ferrari on 100. Sixth is Wrong Tires Run on 79. And 7th is the $1 million Herbie Toro Rosso, which you were about their name being long. I'm pretty sure it was actually planned to be longer at the start of the season, but you went, no, that's too long.
I had to edit it. It did actually used to say dollar, and I thought, no, we're not having that. I'm changing it to the dollar sign.
In 8th, we have New Age Outlaws Red Bull on 56 points, just 1 point behind the Toro Rosso team. 9th, Hero Double Total Cinder on 47 points. And last but not least is the FRR rookie Marabelbo Haas, which is only just one car, just remember, on 39 points.
Okay, I have spotted there's a few drivers out there on track, you know, on intermediate tyres. I think the OG Dragon was one of them, but Rickster is going to be one of the first to start a fly-in lap. So as he's about to do that on the full wet tyre, I'm going to quickly mention question of the day. And I haven't told either of these guys what the question of the day is. But you know what, Arazor21, I listened to what you said to us before the broadcast a couple of weeks ago, so I've tried this question of the day. It's all for you, okay? Now, if anyone wants to argue that the answer to the question is wrong, you can stick it, because it's been
Who's in a wall?
Who's in a wall?
Lefty Hardtail. You said about, I can't remember who stood in the first on the lap, but I think it was Lefty Hardtail, top of Road Rouge. How are we still going? I never know.
Oh, well, we'll find out. So this question of the day is dedicated to Arazor21. Okay. It also means, Tony, you have to give the first guess of the answer to it.
What colour underwear are you wearing?
No, it's not that. It's not that.
Too easy.
How many Belgian waffles can a dung beetle carry?
Okay.
I
heard him
remember
say
this.
something along the lines of that, but I don't remember it being that.
No, Tony
It was
wanted how
something
many
different
tennis
than
balls.
waffles. Yeah.
Tony wanted how many tennis balls, but I thought, no, we're at Spa, we're in Belgium, we'll do Belgian waffles. So, yeah. So this is the question. The question of the day is, how many Belgian waffles can a dung beetle carry? So you can have a think about it, guys, and if you're sitting at home watching this and you want to have a guess of the answer, go for it. I have got a specific type of waffle in mind and specific weights, but there we go. Pop your guesses in. And for anyone that wants to know where the tracks... it is going to be interesting. For anyone that wants to know where the Tracks Medical Centre is, Rixter has just passed it. That's from yesterday's question of the day. Rixter's sector times... 34.1, 58.0 in full wet tyres, and I tell you what, it's been looking very, very treacherous, very tricky for him. I don't want to say slow because it isn't slow, however, it is very cautious, and the car wanting to disappear on him all the time, and he's gone and put it into first place at the moment. Obviously we've got a few drivers already popped laps in as well. Lefty Hardtail may have had a little bit of wing damage on his car as he was putting his lap in. Let's see, who else have we got out there on track? Hindle, he is out there. He is sector 1 time, a 33.806, so I'll let the cameras follow Hindle for a little while. We did just see Rixter though, so I'm going to quickly mention Rixter's pre-race comments, and in a moment, Temp, I'll come to you for his teammates' pre-race comments as well. Okay, so Rixter, I said to him, Spa, it's a track we've seen you have great races at in the past. Is this one you could win? And he came back with, I've had some really good races at Spa, some of my best. With the current driver lineup at the moment, I can't really see me getting a win today, unfortunately, but I'll be pushing as much as I can for a podium at least. Just want a good incident-free race. So that's what Rixter's hoping for. And in a moment, I will come to TempFear for his teammates' pre-race comment. But we're on board with Hindle as he's heading into the final sector. He's done a sector 2 time for 57.367. I'll check the purples on those in a moment. Hindle, simple questions for him today. So do you feel the driver's standings show a true representation of everyone's ability with how the season has gone so far? To which he said, I'm at the top, so yeah, and I plan on staying there. So, Temp, Rixter's teammate, Charlie, his pre-race comments, if you would, as Hindle only goes second place.
Yeah, as you say, that Mr. Joker was about 10 seconds ahead of him. He's just put himself through from the pole. But MX said, he doesn't want to tell us what tyres he's bringing, so thanks for that. And we asked him, okay, why have you asked him such a long question?
Just for you.
Yeah.
Give me a moment to prepare for this one, man. We asked him, you got a fast car, I want a ticket to anywhere, maybe we can make a deal, maybe together we can go somewhere, any place spare, starting from zero, got nothing to lose, maybe we'll make something, me, myself and I, got nothing to prove, you got a fast car.
Question mark.
I want to know where that's come from, first of all. And he answered with, maybe in a fast car, I've got a plan to get us out of here, then work it at a convenience store, manage to save just a little bit of money without having to drive, what is that sentence work? Without T have to drive too far across the border and into the city, you and I both get chops. Finally see what it means to be living. Your name is not Front Row Racing GP. Stop.
I tell you what, Temp, you have just absolutely destroyed a classic of a song. You totally destroyed. I've got to say, hats off to MX Everglow. The question that I sent him, it was actually.
You're asking me to read comments. I'm going to destroy anything they reference.
Well,
okay, guys. We have now passed the point where intermediates are faster than wets, just for information.
Ooh. Well, while a few of the drivers are still out on track on the full wet tyres, let's see, is Hindle going to complete this lap he's on? No, he's abandoned it. RDB's on a lap at the moment, though. No, he's lifted off. Lefty Hardtail, he's still pushing, so he may still go for another lap. But yeah, TempFear, never take up singing. You absolutely destroyed that song. But yeah, hats off to MX Everglow. He spotted the song lyrics and answered with the next verse. So absolute quality.
I don't know the song.
The song is Fast Car. And the name of the lady that sings it has gone out of my mind. I know her. Oh, I don't know her.
So is that the one where there's a new version of it recently?
It goes. I think there may have been, yes. You got. I would sing it, but I'm not going to embarrass myself. TempFear's done enough for that for us.
Oh, thanks, mate. You just want to play the backing track. I'll sing it.
Okay, Lefty Hardtail has gone and put himself into 4th place. Millstart, he's in 8th place. Arazor, have we got anybody that's gone out on track on the intermediate tyre yet? Or gone back out, I should say.
We don't have any intermediate runners just yet.
Okay, let's see. Who shall we pick on for?
Valdemar's going out the pits on intermediate.
Oh, and OG Dragon is going out now. Yeah, they're just coming out.
Asking you what?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, Jason, he's also on his way out of the pits. So, Valdemar. The cameras are on Valdemar. Let's see what Valdemar had to say. I mentioned to him that bad luck has hit you hard this season since becoming a permanent driver. Has the pressure increased? To which he said, the last couple of races have been really crappy for me. Even though in Germany the result was good, I just forgot to record my race. Obviously there is more pressure on me since I've got on a permanent seat, but that's not the reason why things have gone wrong. Tonight will be better for sure. I saw a message pop up on the screen there, guys. Was it somebody's session coming to an early end?
Yep, plainly under.
I wonder if that was a little bit of a contact with a barrier somewhere.
I don't know, I look here.
Now, let's see. There is somebody I want to get on board with it if I can. Konzo. Where is Konzo? He's in the pits. Tony, if you could keep an eye out for Konzo for when he comes out onto the track, because I would like to go through his pre-race comments, because it was an interesting conversation that I had with him. But as we're now 6.5 minutes left of this qualifying session, how crucial, guys, is this final 6 minutes? And could we see slick tyres before the end of the session?
I'm very much down slick tyres.
No, it's not gonna happen. Or if we see if it's GP doing that, so yeah.
I'm going to say Tony's done his rain dance, so this rain's at least staying for qualifying.
Yep.
Valdemar's just
It
starting
better be.
intermediates.
No, he's not. No, he's not, because he's just half spun it. Although if you're going to spin it, that's probably the place to do it. However, the horse, that's the OG Dragon, who came out of the pits at the same time. So as he starts his flying lap, I'm going to quickly mention his pre-race comments because they're short and sweet. I mentioned to him, as the admins pick rookie, how you're approaching this event. And he said, I like driving the horse and I hope to finish the race. Oh, as he has a big moment up Eau Rouge, though, that's going to be this lap over.
Yeah, Valdemar followed him there as well.
Oh,
We have a Dave the Harp running still in full wets. It's 3 seconds slower tire by now, and he's still doing the full wets.
well, why do you think that might be, Tony? Why do you think he's continuing on with these tyres?
Maybe he feels confident about the tires, the grip. I don't know. He's feeling it, I guess, because otherwise he would go back to the pits.
Yeah, well, I did have an interesting conversation with Dave earlier on. I said to him that, it's surely going to rain for the race. Could this work to your advantage? And he said the rain could help, as I think I may be running more downforce than others, hoping to keep out of trouble and get a decent finish. So maybe Dave's just thinking, I'm going to use up these full wet tyres right now. He's got enough time to get back to the pits and bolt on a set of intermediates, but he's going to have to get a shift on with that.
Konzo is coming out of the pits.
Okay, let me know when he's about to start flying laps. I'm currently on board with Ant69, who is on a flying lap. He's gone through Sector 1 with a 33.547. I'm just wondering, Temp, if you could let us know what the purple sector times are at the moment.
Sector 1, I believe it will be Valdemar, or his teammate, sorry, SBL Malikekech, 32.7. He's also, it's his first lap, so I'll tell you what his middle sector is by the end, but the purple middle and last are 57.3 from Hindle and a 32.6 by Mystic Joker.
So Mystic Joker pretty quick, as we know. Right, 69, he's done a 33.5 first sector, 58.1 middle sector. The grip's not quite there for him at the moment as that Ferrari gets out of his way. He's only got the bus stop chicane to negotiate now before he crosses the line. Let's see if this can improve him from his current 9th place on the grid. It's over a 2-minute lap time. It's 2 minutes 4. It's 3rd place though, which is pretty good.
Malikekech just coming out the final corner. He set a purple middle as well by a good second at least, so it'll be interesting to see what sort of time he puts. It's 2 minutes 1.1.
And his name just popped up the screen, so I couldn't get on board with him. That's pole position for him. I've got a feeling these times are going to tumble now. Mystic Joker, let's see, he's on an out lap at the moment. Hindle, he's going slow. Is he just going slow? I hope so. I hope that's not damaged there.
He's either backing up of the drivers or he wants to cross that line with as little... Well, saying that, he wants to cross the line and get another lap done. It's the thing. Do you think drivers are going to fuel for 1 flying lap or for 2 or 3? Because in these conditions, personally, I'd fuel it heavy. Well, heavier.
Yeah. I was going to say, in these conditions, you fuel it for a good couple of laps. Okay, I'm on board with Konzo. If you two could keep an eye on Mystic Joker and Hindle for us, because these three are sort of the championship protagonists, so to speak. Now, I said I had an interesting conversation with Konzo, and I did. I said to him, after your last event where you didn't finish, have you got over it, and will it affect this race? He said, hi there, obviously disconnected last race along with my brother. I've done everything possible to the internet yesterday, including a reset, so hopefully we both stay connected tonight and make it a race to remember. As for last race, not really got over it yet because I was leading the championship to now being behind again. Need to be realistic, stay connected through the race and see what happens. I know I'm fast enough at most tracks to give anyone a run for their money, so fingers crossed it goes well tonight. Don't usually do this, but I then gave him a bit of a follow-up question as he has a bit of a tank slapper through Lacom. The follow-up question was, if another disconnection occurs, would you remove your agreement to let your brother compete in the same race? Which, bit of a hard-hitting question, but a fair one to ask, I thought. And his answer was very political. I don't know, to be honest. Let's just see what happens, then can decide after. So yeah.
So is now in a pole position.
Ooh, so Calzo showing his speed. So maybe Konzo will say, yeah, I'm removing my agreement because he's qualified higher than I have. But Konzo at the moment, he's done a 32.7 Sector 1 time. Just wondering how that compares, guys.
To Hindle, it's 3 tenths quicker. Mystic Joker made a mistake at Rouge, so he backed out that lap. I'm not sure if he'll actually be able to make another lap. I'll check on that. I'll Tony fills you in while he's watching.
I tell you what, I think Konzo has just done an extremely quick middle sector, 55.956. I've seen Konzo.
Mystic Joker will not complete another lap.
Oh, so session over for Mystic Joker then. Konzo, this is a good opportunity for him then. 20 seconds left of the session. He's got enough time to get to the line and do another lap if he wants to. MX Everglow, his qualifying session has come to an end. But let's see where this is going to put Konzo. It is pole position. A good lap from him there. Hindle, where is Hindle? Hindle started another flying lap, so we'll quickly ride on aboard with him as he goes through Eau Rouge. But yeah, a fantastic and much needed lap there by Konzo as it just flicks me back on board with him. So guys, who else have we got out there on track at the moment? Is there anyone that you think could steal a few positions?
I'm looking up at Racing GP. He's in 20th, so I'd like to think he could, but it's very good like starting at the back, and it seems to be working for him actually. I'd say getting second last time out.
Yep, I mean, people race for different reasons and people get different levels of enjoyment from it, and we will come to Front Row Racing GP's pre-race comments at some point, don't you worry about that.
Calso steals the first place back.
Oh,
the Mercedes guys.
So the brothers battling it out for pole position, but I'm just wondering what Hindle's going to be able to do with this lap at the moment. The weird thing is, he's in third place, and you know what? He might want to abandon this lap. You don't really want to be on pole at Spa. We haven't really talked about it much, but of all of the races of the season, this is a track where you go, you know what, I'm in third, I'll take that, because if you're on pole, you're getting swamped and mugged down the Kemmel straight up to Lake Om. But Hindle may be thinking, you know what, I want to show him that I'm the quickest and I won't get swamped. We'll have to wait and see as he makes his way down to the bus stop chicane. He's going to flick it to the right, flick it to the left. And let's see, he's been bumped down to fourth place at the moment. Is he going to be able to knock himself back up the order? Pole position. There we go. Hindle goes against everything I was just saying. Well, let's see if he can hold on to the lead when the race gets going.
Konzo's on a lap. Oh, Konzo's on third. I'm quite surprised at that.
Now, is it his brother that he's just jumped ahead of, or has somebody else got in the mix? Garfield is back into the pits, as is Ant69.
I think his brother was original pole before Hindle, so I think he's behind his brother as well. I'm not sure who's in fourth.
Lefty Hardell is second place.
Ooh,
Oh, he's
okay.
second.
Well, we'll get to have a look at the qualifying order. I'm going to do things a little differently here as well. I'm not going to leave the session at the end of the qualifying when the timer screen is on. I'm going to leave the session during the formation lap. So we'll get to have a good chance of looking at the qualifying order and getting a full view. But an interesting session there. I mean, Hindle, obviously, he just wants to show that he is the quickest. He's the reigning World Series champion, and he wants to lead from the front. But Temp, I mean, you've raced here, you know the score. Is he going to keep that lead when he gets to the end of the Kemmel Straight?
Going by yesterday, if I behind what I did, then he will. But with me looking at this, I don't want to imagine how wide they're going to be in the Lake Club chicane.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Is almost guaranteed.
Yeah, I just want to run through the order. So Hindle pole position, Lefty Hartel second, Konzo third, Calzo fourth, SBL Mali Kekech got himself fifth, Millstar sixth, Rickster seventh, Valdemar eighth, Garfield ninth, GP 10th, Ant69 11th, Mystic Joker 12th, Jason 13th, RDB 14th, Farfba 15th, Dave the Harp 16th, the OG Dragon 17th, and Kanyanda and MX Everglow did not set lap times, so they're going to be starting behind the. They will have to be careful of that one, but an interesting session there regardless.
I think Kane is not in a session right now. He says in the YouTube comments that he tries to join back, but it says its lobby is full, so I don't know if he's racing.
That'll be massively unfortunate if he's not going to be able to get back into his car. The session is going to be getting underway in 20 seconds time. I mean, it's a bit daft, really. I mean, he should be able to rejoin and take over his car, but I am going to leave the session once the formation lap gets underway, so that I can come back in to catch the start of the race. And this will be the point as well during the formation lap where TempFear and Arazor will be looking at the tyres that the drivers are going to choose for this race. I mean, tyre choice is totally open with it being a dry start to the race, so it's going to be interesting to see what tyres the drivers go for.
We have plenty of different tyres. We have softs, we have mediums, we have super softs. It's interesting one.
Okay, I can't join, guys, so if you can jump out, we'll restart the session, which means that's going to give Kanyanda a bonus, but if you two can quickly leave, that's
We are leaving.
a little bit frustrating, that. It does mean that TempFear is going to need to set up another lobby, and we'll get the race underway as soon as possible. Could rant and rave at this point, but you know what, I won't. While they're getting the lobby set up and inviting the drivers in, I'll go through the remaining drivers' pre-race comments. So Kanyanda, who gets a little bit of a bonus now, I asked him, or mentioned to him, that there's a new reserve driver lining up next to you for this race. Is this a distraction or a motivation to show how you are the better driver? And he said, it's not too bad. Obviously, it's a bit of a distraction as I have to make sure he understands the rules. But other than that, it motivates me to push myself as I can't be bringing someone new into the team and then getting beaten by them right off the bat. He did go on to say, though, that in his defence, he does hate Spa. Some drivers do. Some drivers really do. His reserve driver teammate Garfield86, we didn't get to see anything of him in qualifying, but he was asked that this is a great opportunity for you in the top team. What's your goal or team instructions as a reserve driver? And I think he's perhaps had a little too much of fizzy drinks today, because he said, I'm overly excited for another battle around Spa. I'm in two minds whether I should stick with my one-stop strategy from the reserve race, because Caribbean Crush was very close at the end. He did go on to say that he's delighted to be called up after only 2 weeks racing. He just wants to score some decent points for his team. There was no orders from the team, just to enjoy it and race clean, like in the reserves, and he'll be fine. Also went on to say hopefully a podium could be in reach tonight. Let's see, Jason. Jason, I think you'll like this one, guys. Jason, short and sweet comment to him today, said, you've not hit many walls this season. Will you be able to avoid them this evening? To which he replied, no rain, no walls. If rain, anything can happen. Short and sweet, just how I like it. Calzo, we talked about his brother Conzo, his comments earlier on. I said to Calzo that bad luck hit you hard at the last race with the disconnection. What song brings you happy feelings? To which he said, fingers crossed I can stay connected and not cause problems. The song that will get me in the mood for this one is Lose Yourself by Eminem. I don't know, the younger generation. Oh, they're saying that Eminem was doing music when I was at school, so he's been around a while.
Yeah. There you go, don't mug yourself off.
Yeah. Okay, RDB. I said to him that cautious approach worked in the last race. How will you approach this one? He said, my approach will be all guns blazing. It's my favourite track to drive, and the slipstream is immense at Spa, and I intend to take full advantage of that and beat my teammate again, but hope we both have a strong race. Good luck to all the teams and drivers. Let's see, Millstar. I said to him that this is a track that's hard on tyres. How will you avoid a puncture? He said, avoiding punctures isn't part of my package, but I sorted my tyre wear out for tonight, so no Brazil remake, hopefully. It's a one-stop barring any incidents. If I get lucky, I would like a top 5 finish. And 69, I said to him, I think this is a race you could score well at. What do you think? He said, I need points badly. He's had none since Austria, and he said that if he's still damageless after 2 laps, he should be fine. And he said, I hope I get TempFear's look from yesterday, the jammy sod. So yeah, everybody hope and 69 gets a little bit of TempFear's look. Lefty Hardtail, I said the weather had a massive effect on the last race. If it rains here, what are the risks versus rewards? To which he said, hi guys, in my rookie season, my objective now is to finish 4th in the driver's standings, so need some strong results. Difficult track this if it rains, as the lap is so long. If you get it wrong, you can lose a massive amount of time. Good luck to all. And last that I've got for the moment is SBL Mali Kekech, who says, have you had any issues with setting up your car for this race? And he said, no problems, because I've not even set up my car yet. Okay, guys, how are we getting on with the lobby?
We are waiting for Hindle, and he's just said he can't get in, so I might unlock his slot. Oh no, he's in.
No, he's in.
Yeah, I was going to say if you unlock his slot, it'd remove his position. Okay, as long as he is in. If everybody else is in, please make sure that you send me a couple of invites. Tony, if you could make sure that you send Temp and me an invite.
Yeah, I just did.
Thank you. We'll send the drivers over to the racetrack, and I'll join during the formation lap. There is 2 more drivers' pre-race comments that I haven't got to yet. One because I haven't got them, but hopefully TempFear has, and the other one because I'm saving it for TempFear. So before we get on to those, because you can do that on the formation lap, I just want to quickly mention the question of the day again. So get ready to pop your answers in on YouTube on this one, guys. How many Belgian waffles can a dung beetle carry? It's a totally odd, random question. It's dedicated to Arazor21 after a request he made 2 weeks ago. And if anybody gets this answer right, I will be amazed. But yeah, pop your answers on the YouTube comments. And guys, if you could let me know once the formation lap is underway.
We're just heading nervous,
So are you two going to have a guess at how many Belgian waffles a dung beetle can carry?
Well, I want to know where you got this sort of information from. Do you own a dung beetle? Is it a pet? You just bought Belgian waffles and carry them?
It took about, well, I'll just say, it didn't take a week to research it. It took quite some time to research the information to get an answer.
And I'm going to say, there's a lot of variables here. Have you got a hench dung beetle or a not so hench dung beetle? Are these heavy waffles? Are they,
Well, you see, it's a specific beetle and it's a specific waffle, but I'm not going to give out that information.
This is so easy then.
Yeah. So
that's the point.
Yeah, the point is it's meant to be hard, and there's no way of googling the answer.
I've got
Trust me.
If this is a Jim dung beetle or not Jim dung beetle.
All you got to do is guess how many waffles, Belgian waffles, you think a dung beetle can carry. But I can tell you what, there's no way of googling this answer. Okay, let me know where the formation lap begins, because you still haven't given an answer.
Yes, I don't know what to think of this. Right, we are just about to get under the wire, waiting for everyone to pull off. But, yeah, you and your damn question.
You can blame Tony for it. He said he wanted a question that somebody couldn't Google the answer to.
Well, yeah.
That wasn't like the 100% meaning of that. So when I said it, like, but still, yeah, we are underway.
Okay, I shall try and rejoin the session then. And I am in. Okay, so TempFear, would you like to take us through Mystic Joker's pre-race comments?
Why did you save that one for me?
Because I haven't got it on my printout because he sent it in a little bit late.
Just to let you know quickly, we're seeing a lot more. Well, obviously everyone's seeing what type of choices everyone else is going on, so quite a few of them have changed. We still have one driver on the super softs, so it's now a different driver, and the top 4 are now all on the softs, whereas before I believe 2 of them were on the mediums. But I will go through Mystic Joker's pre-race comments, but you're just awkward. Right. You've left him at the bottom by himself and all. You got something against him? Tyres, he didn't want to tell us. Thanks. Thanks for that, mate. Question, dusting off the cobwebs for a blast around the Spa circuit is a top 3 finish on the cards. He replied it feels good to be back in the paddock. I will be going for a balanced set of tyres. He's told us there. Thanks, Dave, for the great messages. Spa is definitely one of our favourite circuits, so hoping for a top 3 finish. Just to remind the Mercedes boys I'm still here. And are you going to make me wait to read out?
No, you're right. You can do it now if you like.
You sure I'm going to have enough time to the... Oh, God.
No, you have to wait that people can invite their Belgian friends to watch the stream. So
yeah.
There's no point.
So he's bringing the harder set of tyres. We asked him some interesting strategies recently, but the rumours are you are enjoying the battle of going back and grid towards the front to second place finishes recently. More of the same today.
Now comes the fun.
Tony, why are you not reading this?
Because I'm protected. I have a better contract than you do.
Leider Zaget da. Ich bin ein Wort. Actor Love. Ich will you. Is that Minge?
I hope not.
Race.
Apologies for that, folks.
Race tickets. I can't read the rest of that.
I think we'll have to stop him there. Maybe you should have just stuck with the English translation, which is everyone says I'm a little backwards. I just want to enjoy my racing, and not like I wouldn't want to race. Okay, drivers are lining up on the grid, so as TempFear tries to compose himself. I can't believe he just blurted that out on the broadcast. As he composes himself, we get ready for the start of the Front Row Racing World Series, where Hindle is sitting on pole position, and we're going to have to wait and see if he's going to be able to hold on to that position by the time he gets down to the end of the Kemmel Straight. Not the best of camera angles for me here. There we go, that's a little bit better. As the lights, come on then, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. It's time to go racing in Spa. Away they go. It looks like a good start from Hindle. His teammates not had the best of starts, but Lefty Hardtail has had a very, very good one. Gonzo gets a little bit of a tap from behind. Calzo side by side with a Renault. Hindle's had a very, very good turn 1. He's got himself a little bit of a gap and he needs it, but Lefty Hardtail still may be able to benefit from the slipstream he's about to get. Here we go. He's already gaining. The pressure is on. Hindle goes defensive straight away, and that's going to make it difficult for Lefty Hardtail. Yes, he manages to hold on to the position. Let's see a little bit further down the order, getting a bit busy around Garfield, who's in as a reserve driver. A little bit further back, and 69 still running in at 12th. And I don't know if everybody managed to get away at the start there cleanly, but I'm sure my co-commentators will update me as to if we have any drivers with damage. But what we do have is Konzo and Calzo, his brother, trying to overtake him up the inside into Puon.
And we have lag with them, so I hope that it's gonna happen again, like disconnection maybe.
Well, I don't
know if they're touching or not.
Well, I hope there is no kind of disconnection between the two of them. But yeah, as you mentioned, Tony, with a little bit of lag there showing, it doesn't look particularly brilliant. Konzo manages to hold on to the position for now, but he's got a train of cars now right behind Calzo. And that's SPL, Mali, Kekech, Milstar, Rickster. They're all getting feisty. 3 wide they're trying to go. That's not going to work at Puon. And they compose themselves? Yes, they do. Not Puon. My apologies. Blanchimont. I'm getting overexcited. It's been a fantastic start to the race. As Garfield has a look of the inside, and there we go. Commentators curse. 3 cars around.
I was on board a Mystic Joke while I was making a move, and I started putting racing GP there, so I kind of left that. But before that incident, we had all 19 cars getting away cleanly, so good start, boys. Keep it up. Apart from that incident, just that.
Yep. Proper commentator's curse there, working wonders. Hindle got himself a nice little gap now. He needs to break about a second, get away from any DRS that'll be coming in a lap's time. Konzo in 3rd place. He's still got his little brother. Go on, what you got?
I'm expecting 3 wide. Someone, I don't know who it was, went very wide at a Rouge and made it far. And 3 wide hasn't materialised, so I'm disappointed.
And 69 now battling with Garfield, I think. No, it was Kenai Ander. He's on medium tyres, and that's dropped Ant 69 back down to 12th as Farfper sneaks through as well. What a start of a race we've had here. Absolutely phenomenal. I know in previous races we've had a lot of action throughout, but I've got a feeling this one could top them all.
We have Milstar right behind that Fiona Kekech, open route the inside. I would say back tower, but I think Fiona Kekech went quite deep as well. So be interested to see if he can slipstream him down through Blanchimont for this stuff.
He may be able to. Just wondering, Tony, in a few moments' time, I'm going to come to you for some tyre information. You had a great race around Spa in the reserve race last week, so I'm going to come to you for some information on tyres, so get ready for that, as Milstar is looking like he's going to attack SBL Mali Kekech here. Is he going to throw it up the inside or the outside into the bus stop? It's up the inside. He's got to be late and hard on those brakes. Perhaps took a little bit too much curb, though. A little bit of a nudge from SBL behind, but on those softer compound tyres, he needs to get past and stay ahead if he can. Further down the order, what a train of cars we got going on here. Absolutely fantastic stuff. MX Everglow, he's still going at the moment in 13th place, as Valdemar, a little bit further back in 15th, is having a bit of a look on the back of RDB. But yeah, Tony, tyres, with them not qualifying on them, or everyone's on brand new tyres, one stop should be possible, shouldn't it? How long do you reckon the tyres are going to be lasting? Oh, MX Everglow, sorry, he's just had a big moment off the track. Lost himself a couple of positions. Or was it Rickster? No, it was MX Everglow.
And Milstar and Malik Ekech. Malik Ekech is in the wall. Mystic Joker overtakes them both. But yeah, the tyres, you wanted that?
Yeah, tyre information. I mean, one stop is possible, and how long the softs might go, how long the mediums might go.
Well, I think softs, fresh ones would be like 10 laps, I guess. That would be, if done well, the laps, not any harsh driving. And then after that, the mediums should be easy to get to the end. No problem.
Okay, I'm having a quick look at Kane Ianda. He's got SBL Malik Ekech ahead of him, Rickster behind him. Oh, just managed to slot his car in that gap, did Kane Ianda. But Rickster here, he's on soft compound tyres with I think 2 cars ahead of him on the mediums. And he's got much greater straight line speed. But around the outside of Blanchimont, is it going to work? There's a little bit of contact. They both survive. And Rickster manages to gain a position. Well, what a race. What a race. We're only 4 laps in and it's already epic. Hindle, not much of a gap to Lefty Hardtail. 1.5 seconds. If Lefty Hardtail can keep this pressure on, this race may come to him, potentially with an undercut or an overcut. Konzo still running in 3rd place at the moment with his pesky little brother knocking on his door saying, come on, get out of my way, I'm quicker than you. And Mystic Joker, he's managed to go from, 12th, he's now up to 5th, and he's on the medium compound tyre, only 7 seconds off the lead. So, TempFear, you've been quiet for a lap.
Yeah, watching Calzo is, I think he's running more error than his brother. He seems to be getting all over the back in this middle sector, but then the run up a Rouge and that, he's dropping off, so I think he really does want him to shift out of the way.
Well, it could potentially work in the favour for Konzo to let his non-teammate little brother go and attack Lefty Hardtail ahead, but at the same time, if they were in the same team, you could... Well, say if you're in the same team, you could understand it, but they're not. So yeah, you don't want to let him through. Rickster coming under quite a bit of pressure from SBL Malik Ekech. I'm looking at Calzo now though, and Konzo, he's really caught up to the back of Lefty Hardtail now. Lefty Hardtail, he's potentially going to be in a little bit of trouble here as the Mercedes and the McLaren begin to rein him in.
Yes, Calzo might be taking flight by the time he gets to Lake Chicane.
Yeah, well, I mean, Calzo's in a fantastic position here because he could potentially overtake both of these cars. I mean, he could, as you said, get to Lake and find himself in 2nd place, because if these two get side by side towards Eau Rouge or on the exit of Eau Rouge, as long as they don't block the track, he'll get a fantastic slipstream. So here we go then. Konzo following Lefty Hardtail through the phenomenal Eau Rouge corners, and Konzo is close enough to make the move. He's gaining before he opens the wings. Side by side they go with a bus width between them, and that's Konzo up to 2nd, but Calzo not quite got the speed there.
He loses so much time from the run from turn 1 to Eau Rouge.
Oh, sorry, Rickster coming under pressure. SBL Malik Ekech up the inside. Oh, they're so close through Lake Com. And Rickster just manages to head him off. And a spotter just behind as well. There's still a big battle going on just behind Ant 69 with Dave the Harp, MX Everglow, Valdemar and Farfber. Oh, getting ever so close here, and I think the Red Bull of MX Everglow just nudged the back of Valdemar there, of Dave the Harp, and cost himself a little bit of time.
Special mention for Mystic Joker. He started from 12th place, he's now in 5th. Nice gap between him and Milstar and Kane Leander, or Kane Panda, from 21. 21st place to 10th for now, so we have 2 big climbers here in the first few laps.
That we definitely do. I'm just wondering, Tony, if you want to have a quick look at who is the highest position medium tyre runner behind Mystic Joker, because Mystic Joker's in 5th. He's on the medium tyres, but who is the closest to him on the medium compound tyre?
Well, GP is on mediums in 7th place.
Okay. And the medium tyres, they'll go, if you can do 10 laps on softs, then the drivers on the mediums only need to get to lap 12 before they put the softs on.
But disclaimer, that worked for me, so it differs from the setup, so I don't know what if more wings can destroy your car more, your tires more quickly, so don't quote on me on those amounts, please.
No worries, we won't. And 69 being overtaken by Dave the Harp, MX Everglow. His race has just come to a brief, not brief end, it's a permanent end, unfortunately. Just having a quick look, 13th and 14th, Farfber, Jason, Rickster, he's down in 15th place. Has he pitted, or has he just had an odd going on in the last couple of laps? I don't know. RDB's got grass on his tyres.
But MX Everglow lost at top of Eau Rouge. That's where he got terminal damage. He also had a 3-second stop and go penalty, and Valdemar has a stop and go penalty. Same Real Star actually saying that. So yeah, 2 drivers with stop and go penalties.
Well, that'll obviously hurt when it comes to the drivers serving those. Konzo's managed to open himself up a nice little gap to Lefty Hardtail in 2nd place, although Lefty is... I was going to say, it looked like he had until they got to the braking zone, and then he closed it up again. Let's see, Konzo is still there in touching distance of Lefty Hardtail. I was wondering actually if, let's see, Konzo, he's 3.7 off the leader. Lefty Hardtail is within DRS range. Temp, if you could just have a look through the grid for us, please, and keep an eye on any battles that we may need to go and jump on board with. And in a moment, I am going to come to my commentary co-commentators to give me an answer for the question of the day. I will get an answer out of the two of you. But interestingly, Lefty Hardtail and Konzo, neither of them able to do anything with a straight line speed and DRS. Mystic Joker, though, is only 8.5 seconds off the lead, and he's only about 3 seconds off the back of Konzo. That's something that's going to brew and build potentially. Temp, do we have any close battles a little further down the grid?
Quick through, wasn't really anything about it, but I did see Dave the Harp pitting. He's got a medium tyres, kind of 15th, so I would say 2 stops from there. I'd be very surprised if you can get these tyres 16 laps.
Yeah. Well, the super soft tyre is a tyre that is very useless around this track. A lot of drivers know that, have said that. That's why they don't tend to qualify on them. But I'm just wondering, is it possible for the medium tyre runners to get far enough into this race to use the super soft tyre at the end?
I mean, I don't know exactly how far the super softs would do in the race, but
not much.
I'd be surprised if that was their plan. Very surprised.
Yeah. From what I was looking at, if you did qualifying on them, you'd probably be looking at pitting on about the end of lap 4. They are that soft and gooey and useless that you're not going to want to be on them for very long. But Hindle, though, this race is going exactly how he needs it to go, but he is going to have to be very, very mindful of Mystic Joker. Because he is still within fighting distance towards the end of this race.
And we have reported that there is some maybe difficult technical difficulties with Hindle. His frame rate is dropping, his engineer said. So maybe game is crashing or something. Hope not, but
Well,
something is going on there.
I would hope not as well. And the thing is, while he's driving, he can't exactly end a stream. But there we go. Lefty Hardtail running in third place, and Calzo's gaining on him. I mean, do you think, Tony, you said earlier that you think Calzo is running a higher aero, so through this second sector, he's gaining plenty. But when it comes to the faster part that they're getting to now, he just hasn't got the straight line speed to benefit from the time he gains in sector 2.
I know the situation. Yeah, if you have more wings, you don't catch the car ahead so easily. So yeah, it's interesting to see if he can make the overtake.
Yeah, well, he's really, really close now, and Mystic Joker is getting ever closer as well. There he is now in the screen. Calzo may have an opportunity here, decides not to throw it up the inside into turn 1, but if he can get a really good exit, this is what he needs. He needs to be right under that rear wing heading into Eau Rouge, and be confident. If you got more arrows, just absolutely blast it through Eau Rouge and hope you come out the top end. This is it. This is his best opportunity. But Lefty Hardtail opens that gap up a little bit, but here we go then. DRS wing open for Calzo, but he hasn't got the straight line speed.
He's not catching. So yeah, it's looking familiar, this situation.
We saw this at another race as well, and I can't remember if it was one of the reserve races or whether it was a race where it was at Hungary. It was World Series at Hungary where Calzo actually won the race as a reserve. And if you remember there, guys, in the middle sector at Hungary, he was much faster because of the extra grip and the aeros, and he had to work an overtake in a place you may not expect. So he may have to do the same here. Mystic Joker, though, still 8.5 seconds off the lead, but definitely gaining on that trio of cars just ahead of him.
Say gaining on the trio of cars, he's starting to close in on Hindle. Hindle's time is dropping off a bit now on the soft tyres. We could see people pitting at the end of this lap.
Well,
since they've been qualifying, it might be next lap, but they can potentially pit this lap.
Well, I think the soft tyres may be going off because it looks like Front Row Racing GP on this lap alone is gaining on Millstar, who's running in 6th place. That gap is just coming down, and that's soft tyres on Millstar and medium tyres on Front Row Racing GP.
Yeah, Calzo, Conzo, Lefty, all in the pits, and Calzo is going 35 mile an hour before the pit limiter. Calzo's lost a lot of time to the two guys ahead of him. Don't know exactly what happened there.
Was Calzo definitely making sure that he didn't do any speeding in the pits then?
Well, you could say that, but he was very slow the whole way.
I tell you what,
cautious if it was.
I tell you what, Conzo, he's done all right through the pit stops there. May get a little busy on the exit of the pit lane though. Let's see, Kane Oyanda comes around the final corner. Calzo, he's going to have a Renault right on his gearbox as they get down to Eau Rouge. So he's come out in 8th place. Interesting there that Hindle, he continued on, did he not?
He did, and Mystic's actually taken time out of him now. He's below 8 seconds to gap, so very interesting. Bunzo, I don't know if he said he's in a bit of traffic, so see how much time. Oh, the Renault ahead of him was hitting the wall. I've been in that wall a few times, so don't worry about it.
But there is a chance that maybe Conso had too much over and was yelling to the mic that I need to pit now, and Hindle was better on tires and he makes one more.
Maybe. I mean, something that I know that teams have done before, because I've done it as well. If you're the guy in 2nd place behind your teammate and you're battling with guys that you know if they pit they're going to undercut you, you ask your teammate, say, look, I need to pit this lap or otherwise I'm going to get undercut. If I get undercut, they're coming after you. The risk here is that, okay, Conzo's pitted first, he's covered himself from that undercut. Hindle, though, he may come under a little bit of threat as he is now into the pits.
Yes.
Yep, to get rid of his soft tyre. He's going to be going to the medium tyre, I would guess. But
and Mystic Joker is going on, keeping going with medium tyres. So interesting to see who is going to win this race with different strategies.
Yep. Oh, I'll tell you what. Konzo is in a bit of a battle. GP, he's running in third at the moment, still on medium tyres, but Konzo, he's in a right battle with SPL Mali Kekec and Lefty Hardtail. I don't think SPL Mali Kekec has pitted yet. I think he may have started on the medium compound tyre. I'm sure one of my co-commentators can check on that.
Yes, he has.
Is that a yes he has pitted, or is that
started with mediums?
Started with mediums, so he's going to be going for another lap or two before he gets rid of those. But look at the slipstream that he was getting until the camera changed on us. Apologies for that, folks. But yeah, that Renault looking very, very quick in a straight line.
Calzo's also stuck behind Kane Leander as well, man. It's I don't think Hindle, well, he has pitted anyway, but I don't think he would have been too worried.
Calzo is going for it.
Yeah, probably inside a corner and
he's done it.
So, corner just before No Name, which is Bruges. I didn't get to see the overtake myself, but I mean, I mentioned earlier, Calzo's going to have to make overtakes in other parts of the track, and that looks like it's exactly what he did there. Lefty Hardtail, though, he's getting held up by SPL Mali Kekec, which will help out Calzo, but it's not going to help out Lefty Hardtail at all, and it's going to free up Konzo to try and catch up to his teammate if he can. But Konzo's actually not too far off the back of From a Racing GP, who I'm guessing is going to be pitting soon, but not quite yet.
You can see how much time Hindle is taking out Mystic Joker in this last sector. Taking 3/10. Gaps at 8.4. So I'd imagine Mystic Joker will be in the pits at the end of this lap. So yeah, he's going to have some work to do, but he will be on those on-fire tyres, so he's going to hope they're out a second or half quicker.
Well, I mean, he was 8.5 seconds behind when Hindle pitted. Hindle's 8.5 seconds behind him at the moment. So if we're looking at what? Oh, hang on a moment, because Konzo is in position to attack from a Racing GP. Oh, Konzo! Oh, my day, his race is over! I don't know if that was a wiggle with DRS or a defensive move or what from GP, but it looked like GP was going straight and Konzo was testing out the grip of the track, and it turned out it's very, very slippy.
That's a big incident. That's got many implications for constructors to an extent, but more so the drivers.
That has got massive implications on driver standings, constructors standings, driver frustrations. I mean, I can't say I know what I saw there, but there we go. SPL Mali Kekec battling with Lefty Hardtail. Lefty Hardtail trying to round the outside at Campus. It becomes the inside. Is he going to be able to get ahead? Yes, just beautiful move there by Lefty Hardtail, and that's a move that he had to make, because there's Calzo. He's managed to close in that gap, so Lefty Hardtail had to make that move.
Mystic Joker in the pits.
I feeling you'd be watching it.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm interested. It's got to go for the soft compound tyre, surely. I just want to see if we can spot exactly what tyres he's going to go for as Hindle drives past, retakes the lead of this race. It's a long drive down to the far end of the pit lane for the Mana Marusha, the Yank and Limey Mana Marusha. Oh, it's not Marusha anymore. The driver, Mystic Joker. It is soft compound tyres. He's going to come out right onto this gaggle of cars, which is Calzo, Lefty Hardtail, and SPL Mali Kekec.
He has gained on this group then, from most of the GP also fitted, but yeah, he has gained on this group of cars. So, it'll be interesting to see how quickly he can dispose of them.
Well, being on the faster compound tyre now, he's got a good opportunity to do so, but I wouldn't say any of these guys are going to be sitting ducks by no means. But these guys, SPL Mali Kekec, and very nearly lost it, like we saw a couple of the Ferrari drivers do yesterday. But there we are. Mystic Joker's already on the back of him. Go on, Tony.
I have Mali Kekec on a puncture on my screen on rear left, but probably not in yours. just yet.
Not yet. It may be coming though. It may well be coming. I mean, he's on his 13th lap on these particular tyres. So yeah, it's time for him to get rid of them. I would guess at the end of this lap. I've got a feeling though he's trying to stretch these out to go super soft tyre. I don't think it's going to work.
No, that one was a Mystic Joker, and if I was in that car, I'd be so annoyed right now. He's braking when he should be getting hard on the throttle out of the corner. Just trying not to run into the back of him, but up the inside through Blanchimont, I didn't make it, just backed out of that. Probably a wise idea from his point of view.
Yep,
Certainly could go up to fourth, but he's lost a second, maybe a bit more behind him there.
Yep, lost quite a bit of time, and SBL Malikekech does head off towards the pit lane. So Lefty Artel, is he going to be able to keep on to this second place at the moment? Because Calzo, he's running in third, and he's within DRS range, and Calzo can't hang about because he's in a manner sandwich, and that's not a sandwich you really want to be in.
Well, what's the point about the manners?
No comment. Right, guys, come on, give me your answers for question of the day. I'll quickly mention the question again. If you're watching, feel free to pop any kind of guess onto the YouTube comments. And the question of the day is, how many Belgian waffles can a dung beetle carry? So come on, Temp. Right. Come on, Tony, give me an answer.
Tony's going
yes, the answer is 0. It's a trick question because it can't fit any waffles, it's my guess.
Okay.
Here you go.
Oh, you called. Oh, two people went wide there. You called the question.
I was going to say that Tony wanted the question to be how many how many tennis balls can a dung beetle carry. He couldn't have used that if your answer would have been none, because he can't pick up a tennis ball, although he could. But anyway, so yeah, how many Belgian waffles can a dung beetle carry?
I don't even know what Belgian waffles look like. 5.
5. Okay, it's a respectable guess.
Better than none.
Yeah. Okay. Just to let you know, I'm flicking through the battles between sort of Calzo, Lefty Hardtail, Mystic Joker, from a Racing GP who's got Millstar right behind him. I'm just wondering if we have any other battles on the grid, guys. If you could keep me updated and let me know so I can change the cameras accordingly. But 15 laps into this race, and what a race we've had. The start was absolutely phenomenal. Calzo's got a good opportunity here, but we saw earlier on it didn't matter how close he got, he just didn't have the straight line speed unless he was saving fuel earlier on, and now he's going to try and use it all. But by the time they get into Eau Rouge, Lefty Artail's already opened up that gap and he's pulling away. Calzo's going to have DRS, but yeah, it's almost looks like he hasn't got DRS. Although saying that, on this occasion he was able to close the gap.
Not too many battles out. Some cars relatively close, but not quite close enough to one few switching off the front row.
Okie doke. Oh, Lefty Hard
still hasn't answered the question.
I did.
He did.
You did? I didn't listen then.
He said 5. He said 5.
I'm sorry, my bad.
Oh, Calzo up the inside, through Pouon, Lefty Artail. He made a mistake at the corner before No Name. He's led to this opportunity for Calzo now. Side by side through Campus, and here comes Mystic Joker, as Tony says. Oh, this is going to get tricky. Side by side through Stavolo 1, side by side through Stavolo 2. This is a manor sandwich. I said you don't want to be in one, and he's going to be. Oh, they're going to keep going towards Blanchimont. Calzo manages to hold on to second place for the moment, but I don't think it's going to last very long, because even if the guys don't attack him straight away, I don't think he's going to have the straight line speed to defend down the Kemmel Straight. Mystic Joker now into third place. He's got a very good opportunity of taking second.
Millstar still on the back of Racing GP in a relief car, just overtaking David Hart for 14, I think it was. Jason was on the back of Garfield, but he may have made a mistake in the attempt, so he's dropped it off the back of him.
Okay, Calzo then, he's about to see what it's like for someone who's got enough straight line speed to make a move, is he? Because Mystic Joker is on his way. DRS wide open, dodgy camera angle, apologies for that, and up the inside Mystic Joker goes, but we know Calzo's got pretty decent aeros on that car, but he can't do anything about Mystic Joker sweeping around the outside there. A lovely little move from the American, a nice overtake. Is he going to be able to catch up to Hindle? I don't know. 6 laps, 10 seconds, faster compound tyre, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
His tyre's going to go towards the end, but I think he'll be happy second, still from top on the grid, going through the traffic, skims up.
I think you might be right. From a Racing GP running in 5th with Millstar on the medium compound tyres behind him. Those two have switched positions recently, I think. I could be wrong with that one. Let's see, SBL Mali Kekech, he's running in 7th place at the moment. Half a minute off the lead, but all on his own on track. His teammate is in 8th place, and he's not got much of a gap between himself and Kane Ianda in the censored Williams behind him. Both those guys on the soft compound tyre. Rickster, saw him earlier on in about 15th place. He's now into 10th, running on the medium compound tyre. Garfield in as a reserve, currently running in 11th at the moment, ahead of Jason by quite a little bit of a margin. He's 12th. Farfber is in 13th, and behind him there's a bit of a battle going on between Dave the Harp and Ant69.
And have you seen what tyres he's on?
Yeah, I have just spotted what tyres Ant69 is on. He's on the Super Softs. I don't know if they'll get to the end, but he's going to give them a good try. He may actually get a move on Jason here. Jason going defensive way before they get even close to Blanchimont. Sorry, David Hart, my apologies. Millstar! Oh! I think that may be a crash. Would that... I'm wondering if that may be up at Eau Rouge. And 69 couldn't get the move done. But the Ferrari, Dave the Harp, into the pits.
There's yellow flags at the top of Eau Rouge. Yeah, at the top of Eau Rouge. Where Magnus had crashed.
Yeah, there is. There's yellow flags. I'm on board with Rickster there. There is yellow flags. I tell you, let's jump on a car a little bit further back and see if the yellow flags are still going to be flying. Yes, they are. I was wondering if we could be... Oh, Farfber, where are you going? Oh! And another car's followed him. His teammate, RDB. Oh, no! And I've got to apologise now as well, because I was on board with Farfber there. It's absolutely ruined the audio of the cars, so totally apologise for that one, but hey, at least we got to see 2 cars crash at Eau Rouge. Now we know what happened to Millstar.
And viewers are lucky that broadcast wasn't on Konzo when he crashed somewhere, and vacuum cleaners has been... I have hearing those a few laps now. So,
do we have any information from Konzo of what may have actually happened in that incident?
In a YouTube chat there was a bit of argument between race engineers if it was lag or not, and it seems it was lag that caused it.
Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, Calzo, he's still running in 3rd place, and Lefty Hardtail's dropped off the back of him a little bit in 4th. Mystic Joker's opened up a little bit of a gap from a Racing GP, running in 5th place at the moment. SPL Mali Kekech, he's been now promoted to 6th place as we pass Eau Rouge, the location of many a destroyed car. Valdemar still running in 7th place, and a bit of a gap opened up to Kane Ianda. Rickster not too far away. I mean, Spa is one of those circuits where the field can get very, very spread, but with Millstar having his accident, which, for all we know, it could have dropped oil on the track, which led to both Force Indias being in the barrier. But yeah, with Millstar having his accident, that's promoted Garfield up to 10th place and potentially scoring a point on his reserve drive.
You said earlier about Ant catching Jason, but that was Dave the Harper, and now he's catching Jason. He's pretty close to Jason now.
He is, and I tell you what, Tony, it's almost like you were watching what I was looking at, because I'd only just put the camera on Ant69 as you started talking about him. So I tell you what, we'll keep an eye on this battle for the moment. Temp, if you can keep an eye on what's happening between second, third, and fourth, we'll keep a little bit of an eye on this, because I think this is the closest battle on the track right now, as we're getting close to sort of 3-4 laps until the end of the race. But again, I'll apologise, folks, for the lack of audio right now. That's what happens when the hey-ho double toe works to double effect, slipstreaming each other into the barrier at Eau Rouge, and killing the audio. But I mean, it was a big crash for Farfba, and RDB. I mean, he must have just had an even bigger one.
I can imagine from his point of view, he's like, that's an interesting line my teammate's taking. That's where he's getting all the time from. I'm going to follow him.
I'm actually thinking, I wonder if the conversation went a little bit like, oh no, I've crashed at the top of Eau Rouge. Ha 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 ha. Oh, so have I.
Oh no.
But, okay, and 69, he's closed the gap enough on Jason that he's going to get DRS now. So Ant69 on these super soft tyres. I don't know if he's going to be close enough to get into the points, but he's definitely going to be close enough to attack Jason if he's got the straight line speed after Eau Rouge. But Jason, you can see there, he's already pulling out the gap a little bit. Yellow flags have clearly gone now, but this is your opportunity, and you're on camera. Come on, show us an overtake, show us some action. No, it doesn't look like he's got enough speed in a straight line. No, only catching right at the end of the straight.
And we have to appreciate the speed of Mystic Joker. He started on 12th place, and now he's running on 2nd place, so quite a comeback here. And this is his first race in a quite while, so looking good for him so far.
Yeah, I mean, he has been absent for a couple of races, but I mean, he had I think just before that he had a couple of good results and had problems with his footage, and it is one of the requirements of competing in front row racing that drivers have to record their event. If they don't, or there's a problem with the footage, there's no sort of getting out of it. It's a disqualification, unfortunately, and Mystic Joker fell foul of that, as have other drivers. Valdemar mentioned it in his pre-race comments that he's had problems with recording, and I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, I've had it, or I've been disqualified for not having race footage. Monaco last year, won it by a mile, absolute out there, can't even cut a corner there, but yeah, still got a disqualification. Oh yes, you could watch the broadcast and see that gap that was shown.
See your point of view, 'cause I don't know how you think corner cut.
It doesn't matter, I didn't cut any corners. See, this is why the rule's there, though. The argument that TempFear is making right there, that's why the sort of the rule's in place. How do people know? You don't, unless you've got your footage to show it.
C400 gain, which you probably did in the last thing.
Get away! I wouldn't do that. Cheeky sod. Okay, Mystic Joker.
Yeah, probably wish you could have.
Yeah, he did not like being stuck behind you for 15 laps or whatever it was. I'll tell you what, though, for Calzo, I mean, Calzo's been putting on a fantastic display here today, although I think looking back at it, he may wish that he'd gone for a little less aeros just to help him out in the earlier stage of the race, because, I mean, looking at how he's able to keep the gap to Mystic Joker at the moment, I'm just sort of wondering whether, if he'd have had lower aeros, been able to make a move earlier on lefty hardtail, he could have found himself sort of being able to defend second place a little more.
We have a Rickster and Garfield getting close. Garfield is catching Rickster pretty fast.
Yeah, he is. I'm wondering if perhaps Rickster's medium tyres are getting very, very close to the end of their days, and Garfield on soft compound tyres trying to make the absolute most of it. So this a battle of pride and the difference between 1 point and 2. We'll just make
all over the back of Jason, just to let you know, in 11th and 12th.
Oh, yes, they are.
Superstock are still giving him that sort of grip, in all honesty. So,
you might want to have a look at how long he's been on those super soft tyres, as we have a look if Garfield's going to have enough straight line speed to attack Rickster, but he's dropped off quite a lot through Eau Rouge, and I don't think he's going to be able to be close enough. No, he's not. I will quickly flick to Jason and Ant69 as they made their way through Eau Rouge. Ant is a little bit closer than Garfield was, but let's see, has Jason got the straight line speed? Ant is gaining, but not enough. I think Jason knows he's got him covered off. I was going to say he's not even going defensive, but he actually did go a little defensive right at the end of the straight. Oh, and 69 has got a pretty decent run on him though. Oh, having a look up the inside. Jason defends him off. Big lock up of the tyres. But if Ant has timed this right, he may be able to attack on the exit of No Name. But I don't think he's going to be able to, unfortunately.
He is. He is.
He is. Go on, Ant. Into P1. Side by side. And he makes the move. Nicely done. Beautiful bit of driving from both guys there. Just as I say, he's not going to make it.
Rickster collided, and Garfield is front now.
Oh, okay. Didn't get to see exactly what happened there as Garfield runs a little bit wide. And one thing that Garfield may not be fully aware of is that if you do overtake someone by crashing them off, if you give them the position back, then even if they report you, you're not going to get a penalty for it. But Rickster's in position to attack. But I just want to have a quick look at where Hindle is. Okay, Hindle is on the last lap. He's going through No Name. Guys, if one of you could keep an eye on him for us to give me a shout when he is. I tell you what, I may have missed it, but I think Garfield may have just given Rickster the position. I could be wrong, either that or there was a bit of a contact between the two of them, but
it was kind of going slow in the straight, and but Rickster had DRS, so I don't know if it was giving a place or. But yeah, Hindle is close to finish now.
Maybe he's not close enough to get back past though. Okay, jump back on board with Hindle then, because Hindle is heading through Blanchimont for the final time. Bus stop for the final time, unless he spins it, does a donut and decides to try and go through there again. But it is going to be another provisional victory for Hindle here in Spa, and what a race it's been for him. Mystic Joker 10 seconds back in second place. And second place it'll be for him as he wiggles all over the road. You don't want to give the position to Calzo. It was close, you know. Calzo's been in that situation before and stole a position, and it very nearly happened again. But I think Mystic just managed to hold on to the position. Lefty Hardtail, fourth position for him at the moment from a racing GP. It looks like he's going to cross the line in fifth place. And SBL Mali Kekech not too far behind him in sixth. In a few moments we'll get the podium drivers in as Valdemar gets through the bus stop chicane in seventh place. Good result for the Renault team after recent difficulties.
Anne's got a puncture, Anne has a puncture. I was kind of expecting that. Jason's going to run the outside room to Stavelin right next to the medical centre if you want that. But yeah, I'm kind of not surprised. This is his 7th lap on the super soft, so kind of saw it coming.
That's unfortunate for Ant then. Does a beautiful overtake, and then Jason says thank you very much, I'll have that position off you. So disastrous for Ant69 on the last lap of the race, then getting the puncture. At least we got to see him do a nice little overtake. But is David Hall going to be close enough to take the position? No, not quite. Just a little bit too far back in 13th.
I think he'll be happy with that though.
Yeah, it's not as bad as I can't remember who it was yesterday that had the puncture, but yeah. So the OG Dragon then 14th place for him. It just looks like we've had 5 drivers not get to the end through one collision or another. But guys, if you could take a screenshot of the result for us, because it's got real drivers' names for me as per usual. But let's see, Mystic Joker, he did only just keep hold of that second place by 3/10ths of a second. Very, very nearly came victim to the Calzo special. But yeah, what a race we've had there. What a race.
Smile always throws a race like that. Yeah, a few big incidents as we had it. 3 cars on lap 17.
Yep. Well,
Nightmare for those guys.
there's three things about Spa that are pretty much always going to happen. One, the field will get spread out. It's what happens at long tracks. Two, someone's going to have a big crash. And three, the weather could get interesting. And we had all three of those. But yeah, I mean, what a race. What a race. And it'll be interesting to get the drivers, the podium interviews done, which will be with Hindle, Mystic Joker and Calzo. And also, we may be able to get a bit of a side view on what happened to Hindle's teammate. And for the viewers, if you have any questions that you would like us to put to the podium sitters, then feel free to comment on the YouTube chat at FRR, and we'll try and get those questions put to the drivers, as long as they're not rude. Okay, we'll also do a question of the day. We'll put that to the drivers as well. So as we get ready for these guys to join us for the podium interviews, I'm just wondering, guys, if you'd be able to pick a highlight from that race for yourselves.
Oh, a Rouge lap 17. I'm sorry, but 3 cars in a wall in quick succession. It's brilliant to see, especially when 2 of them in the same team, and I know both of them quite well.
Yeah. What about yourself, Tony?
Well, I was going to pick the same one. So yeah, I don't know. There was plenty of action, but not so radical or like intense than that. So
Yeah.
If you want to have that, not Ant, it's called Durant.
Oh, my, his name's Tony. Come on, it's so easy to get his name right.
At least what I said started with A. You said Jason. You can have that, and I'll have Ant going on the inside of your best mate Jason. Then
you know what the highlight for me was? The opening laps. The opening laps were phenomenal. I mean, usually you get crashes turn 1 or at the next big stopping point, and from what we could see, we didn't really have that, and it opened it up for a really, really interesting race. So that was one of the highlights for me. Obviously, seeing both Force Indias follow Millstar into the barrier. Very exciting, very interesting. Very pleased for Ant's overtake as well. But I mean, there's some great driving out there, and I mean, seeing the difference of setups and makes such a difference. I mean, it can totally ruin a strategy or make a strategy. But obviously, there's one incident from the race that could be a major talking point over the coming days, and I'm sure it will be during this podium interview, as Calzo has joined us. Hindle has also joined us, so guys, if you want to grab yourselves a quick drink and make sure you got your microphone set to allow to be shared as we wait for Mystic Joker to join us, who has just done that now. So Mystic Joker, welcome to you. If you could make sure you got your microphone set to allow to be shared, and we will crack on with the podium interviews, and I'll try and not steal all of the questions this time around. So I'll start off with Hindle. Congratulations on the race win. Qualifying looked interesting. Was there any thought of not taking the pole position because of the Kemmel straight on the first lap? And what did you do on that first lap to make sure no one could attack you?
Qualifying, was very pretty interesting with it drying up. My first lap wasn't particularly great. Then my second lap, I was about 8 tenths up, and then I lost it. So back to the pits, dried up, got the inters on, took 2 laps, and obviously it was quite dry at the end, so managed to just put it on pole. And then the start, it was all about the start. Closed him off straight away, so he couldn't, dive bomb me or get a good exit. And then as soon as I brought that second, window, I just kind of controlled the race from there.
Okay, I've only got one other question for you, and I'll hand over to my co-commentators. Any idea what happened to your teammate?
Yeah. Well, I don't know what happened, but all I know is he was not impressed. So he had a collision with I don't know who it was. We're not going to say names. We don't know yet, do we? But he's run into the back of someone and he's gone into the wall. it's pretty much game over. Especially at 220 miles an hour, you've got no chance.
No, that you haven't. We know it was because we were on board. We were watching it. But yeah, we'll see what happens after that. Because, I mean, interestingly enough, we may be able to get to speak to someone that gives us a bit of an insight on it. But I'm going to hand over to
the aftermath.
I'm going to hand over to my co-commentators. So, TempFear and Arazor21, questions for Hindle.
Dave mentioned this in qualifying. We saw you down in third, losing your lap on the intermediate tyres. You won on your lap. I think it was running your lap anyway. Did you consider not actually setting that lap time and starting around third or fourth to maybe get a slipstream down the Kilmore Straight at the start of the race? Or did you not worry about that if you did get pole as you did?
Obviously I thought about it because the slipstream around there is ridiculous. But I thought I'd rather risk losing one place at the start than starting fourth or fifth and being in a massive crash. And I thought if I can nail a start, close him off at at turn one, which I did, get a good exit to the top, which I did, and it was pretty smooth from there.
Fair enough. Tony?
Yes, Hindle, what was your reaction when your teammate was out of the race? Were you happy because he's your biggest contender this so far, and he's out of the race, or are you like more of a sad because it's your teammate and you wish best for him? What was your reaction for the crash?
Well, obviously my teammate, so I wouldn't wish him to crash out of any race, so I'll disconnect from any race. But yeah, obviously it helps a lot in the Drivers' Championship, considering we pretty much, I'm not going to jinx anything, but we've pretty much got the constructors wrapped up. But yeah, the first initial thought, I was speechless. I really couldn't believe what had happened, especially when he told me who it was he crashed with. I was like, I just didn't know what to say. And then obviously I started, as you do, as Dave says many times, you're in your own little world when you're out in front. So I just started thinking about, I'm 20 points in front, and now he's crashed out.
That's what you normally been in a wall.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously 50-50. Obviously on one side I'm gutted for him, but on the other side I'm pretty chuffed.
It's like, oh no, my teammate's out. Ooh, yeah, I mean, I was going to get some compliments on him. He's like, what's that? Like, oh no, I'm sorry, yeah, it's just someone said something great to me. I'm sorry, I really put you out the race. Yeah, good lead.
Exactly that. Exactly.
Did you happen to sit there and say, well, you can engineer for me now?
No, because he was pretty raging. I don't think he was on the mic. He was just shouting in the background.
Did he punch his ironing board?
I think he did more than that. The ironing board was going though, I could hear it.
Oh dear.
Just go around cars, I said.
Well, that's one of the downsides to using an ironing board as a wheel stand. They dent quite easily, and if you're going to try ironing on it, you could end up with foam nipples all over your t-shirts. But anyway, okay, don't go anywhere just yet, Hindle. We'll move on to second place, Mystic Joker, and an interesting race. I mean, qualifying, we mentioned for Hindle, didn't quite go to plan to start off with, and it looked very similar for yourself, starting in 12th place, but managed to gain plenty of positions throughout the race. Although, at the end, it got a little bit closer than perhaps you wanted it to losing that second position. So, your thoughts on what happened in qualifying and working your way through the field, if you would?
Yeah, I mean, I went out, set that lap time provisional pole on the full wets, and I was feeling pretty good. I knew it was going to get dried up, towards the end, so I was going to wait to the very last, couple minutes or so. And, put in a pole lap, and that was definitely the game plan. I went out, and as I started my lap, I just completely messed it up and lost it up a rouge, and that was the end of that, silly mistake. But that cost me, potentially pole and top three or whatever, starting on the front row. And yeah, so that sucked. But and I knew I was from there on out I was gonna have a pretty big mountain to climb in the race. But I definitely knew I had the pace around spots, one of my favorite tracks, and I'm pretty confident in my race pace there. So that's pretty much what I did. Yeah, it was crazy though. There was some questionable moves that I saw going on around me, and I was really, really lucky a couple times to not get tangled up in it. But yeah, so that definitely helped me out. And then the battle for second place that was taking place, I think there was like 3 or 4 cars battling it out, so that was helping me out once I got up to can't remember if I was P5 or P4, but yeah, those guys were battling it out, and I was able to catch up to them. So yeah, it was good.
It was a good battle. Okay, at the end, you were celebrating crossing the line, but the line hadn't got to you yet. At what point did you realise, hang on a minute, I need to go a bit further?
No, no, I knew I had just enough time, to be able to do that and mess around like that, So yeah, it was close, but no, I wasn't worried about it.
I reckon he's fibbing a bit there. But we saw Mystic Joker do it a few weeks ago at Hungary, and it was the same driver. Mr. Loki. And it was the same driver that was right behind him, so I wouldn't be surprised if Calzo thought, hey, it's going to happen again. Unfortunately, it didn't. I'm going to hand over, though, to my co-commentators for any questions that they've got for our second place sitter, Mystic Joker.
Go on, Tony, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, Mystic Joker, how does it feel to be back? You have been absent for a few weeks, and now you are back in second place right away. So how does it feel?
Yeah, it definitely feels good. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make the races before due to change in schedule and stuff. So I was pretty busy, and I wasn't able to make the races. But coming back, seeing that it was Spa, I was pretty happy because, again, I'm pretty confident around here, and I was hoping for a top 3 finish, potentially a win. That could have definitely been on the cards had I started, front row or even pole. But I'm definitely happy with second place, though.
Yeah, thanks, Tony, for effectively stealing
my question. It up, man. Nah.
Stealing my question there, mate.
No problem.
I'm never letting you go ahead first. Yeah, we saw you at the end of your first stint slightly catching up to Hindle. I mean, yeah, you had worn tyres and you were on the medium, so you get in there and do that, but you're only around 8 seconds off him. Did you still think it was there's an opportunity that you could at least pressure him for the win?
Maybe, but I mean, our pace was really, really similar. I could just tell that it was very similar. So, yeah, I mean, there were points where I was kind of making up some ground, but then he would make it right back and whatnot. So, at that point, he had already built, a pretty decent gap in that opening stint, and obviously I was working my way through the field and stuff. So by the point that I was able to have some clean air and make any push towards him, there was just it probably wasn't going to happen. So I just settled for fighting for a podium, and turned out to be P2. But
yep. Well, it did very well done on that second position. Don't go nowhere just yet. We'll come back to you in a few moments' time. We'll quickly move on to our third place sitter, Calzo. I've obviously got a couple of questions for Calzo, and I'm sure my co-commentators have as well. But a third place finish there. So I'm going to do my questions in a slightly random order. Calzo, at the end, did you think you were doing another jump on a driver across the finish line?
Do you know what? That's exactly what crossed my mind. But I went a bit too deep at the bus stop, and I had to go to first, and that might have cost me a little chance.
Well, it was close, but it wasn't to be, unfortunately. But third place, got to be happy with third place, surely.
Yeah. I'm delighted with third place. Right?
Okay. I'll leave majority of questions for my co-commentators, but I do want to sort of ask potentially a bit of a tricky question here, and that is that you were perhaps in a little bit of an interesting situation. Throughout the race, you were a bit of at times a sandwich in the meat in a manner sandwich. But I got a feeling that partway through your race today, you were the meat in a two drivers had an incident and could be one shouting at another sandwich because Konzo, obviously, he's your brother. You're in the same building. You probably heard whatever he may have been saying. Today you were teammates with Front Row Racing GP, the driver that he's had the collision with. So with you being the meat in the sandwich, do you have any information for us?
Well, I definitely was the meat in the sandwich because I could hear Con shouting and screaming at one end, and I can hear GP pleading his case at the other end.
Oh, so what was the case?
From what I heard, I'm not going to go too much off. Con was lining up a move on Steve's, and then Steve stayed in the middle, and Con went straight into the back of him. That's what I heard. Right? I don't want any dead legs or anything.
Yeah.
Brother's there ready with a hammer.
I'm gonna, you know,
That was not what happened. That's not what happened.
you know what you might want to do, Calzo, is get yourself a lock that people use on a bathroom door for your bedroom. So on race day, yeah, you lock it, engaged. You're not covered in. There'll be a Konzo-shaped hole in the door carrying an ironing board. Yeah, Konzo, please don't take offence by this. As cops say, if they don't laugh at some of the stuff they see, they'll never get through the day. Okay, on to the more sort of relevant stuff for yourself and the race today, Calzo. I will only ask one question about that. In hindsight, did you have too much aeros on the car?
To compete in a straight line, yeah, I did have too much zeros in the car, but I was quite fast through sector 2, but I had to put it through lean because there's nowhere really to safely pass in sector 2.
Okay.
So yeah, no arrows.
Well, it's all part of learning. Okay, I'm going to hand over to my co-commentators then. TempFear, Arazor, fire away.
Yeah, I'm not letting you go first this time, Razor. Yeah, we saw you at the start of the race behind your teammate. I mean, I think you may have been ahead of him at one point, but you didn't fall behind him. But was he holding you up? And let's make sure your brother's out of the room before you say yes, before he ends up beating you up.
Steve dived into the pits as I caught on the back of the little group, and in the first stint, yeah, maybe he was held up a little bit, but I doubt it would have ran off into the sunset.
Fair enough. Like I say, you, as Dave's already mentioned, like you showed on speed. It was what I noticed is you could get right in the back of someone into turn one, and from then onwards for a Rouge, you just dropped off. And then as soon as you got that DRS, you just too far back to really make any sort of ground. So hopefully for Monza, a bit, least downforce on the track. Hoping to see you got some straight line speed, otherwise it might be the same situation. But I want to see you go and pursue moves, especially on your brother, because it could always be quite fun for us.
That definitely could be.
Just make sure you wear some knee pads.
Thicker headphones. Okay, Arazor, any questions for Calzo?
Shin pads.
I was going to say hockey headset, pads, the works. Driving might get a bit difficult though. Okay, Arazor, any questions for Calzo?
Yeah, I'm a nice person, so I will nick a few of the Front Row Racing GP's YouTube comments here, because why not? So, Carl, did you hear your brother in the other room? You said he did hear. So after the crash, did he came to you and did he have anything to say about the crash to you? And was there any violence to taking your headset off and saying some nice word to GP, because I think he thought he crashed to him. I think.
There was a few nice words to hear from Con, rather gracious. I definitely heard everything. Whether he directed it at me or not, I heard everything. The iron board, the shouting, the other stuff.
I can just imagine him walking into the room, taking the headset off your head, and right, Steve, you, I love you.
No, he didn't come through and speak to me. He didn't hit me or anything like that. So
He just shouted through the wall instead.
he shouted pretty much at me, but I wasn't looking.
Okay.
And other question for GP, it's a good one, so I will borrow it as well. So, was the race result more important than the thing you didn't disconnect and you finished the race?
A bit of both in the end, because at the end I've got a seat from it. So you'll see more of me.
Oh, have we? Okay, so do we have some breaking news then?
Yeah. FRR_Calzo, what?
Yeah, exactly. In a nutshell, but I need someone to pay for it. I'm a bit skint right now.
Conspiracy.
Well, I mean,
Conspiracies flying around.
there's plenty of conspiracies, and 99% of the time they're all rubbish. Obviously, I'm aware that of what the situation was with yourself. So, have you been offered a seat then in the McLaren Honda for the remainder of the season?
Yes, I have.
And I'm guessing you've taken
Said his
it.
brother comes in the room.
Well, I was leading up to
yes,
that. Be quiet a moment.
Well, I would like to take it unless Con says otherwise and breaks my legs. But
Okay. Well, Conzo's pre-race comments were quite interesting. I won't go through them now because we discussed them earlier on. But I did have an interesting conversation with him. So when you watch this back, if you watch it back, it might be interesting for you to hear what I asked him and what he had to say at that point. But yeah, anyway, well done on being offered the seat. A great drive here, and I mean, we'll see you at Monza hopefully, and we'll see how you get on there. Okay, Arazor, do we have any questions on YouTube for any of the drivers?
I think not. GP was the only one to ask questions, and I did ask those already. And he commented that tell Hindle that he can pay him later. So there wasn't other questions.
That's what adds to conspiracies. Okay, time then to. You think that's a conspiracy? Wait until you hear question of the day, because that's what we're all about to get to now. Okay.
Prepare yourself, boys.
Yep. I hope you're ready, guys. So Hindle, you get first crack at this one. Seeing as we were at Spa, it's very Belgian related. How many Belgian waffles can a dung beetle carry?
A dung beetle?
Yeah. How many Belgian waffles can a dung beetle carry?
I don't know. 5.
5. Interesting. Same number as Temp. I'm wondering if you guys have been googling this.
I'll go 4.
Hey, get lost.
I'll go 4. I don't want the same answer as someone else. That's rubbish.
Okay, 4.
Okay, get lost, then, mate.
Mystic Joker, you've picked an odd time to return for this type of question of the day. So good luck with this one. So yeah, how many Belgian waffles do you think a dung beetle might be able to carry?
Well, 2 things. I have no clue what either of those are, but
Okay.
Waffle is?
no, I know what a waffle is, but I don't know what a Belgian waffle is. You know, like
It's just a.
it's just a waffle with some stuff on it.
It's pretty much the same.
all right then. I'm a pancake type of guy though. But anyways, I'm gonna go with 6.
6. Okay. And Calzo.
Have I set the tone here or something?
It looks like you may have done. And Calzo, would you like to have a guess at this one?
Well, seeing I'm a crumpet guy, I'm gonna go with
Crumpet. I like a crumpet.
I'm gonna go with 2.
2.
In fact, how many beetles are carrying these waffles?
1.
1.
Okay, I'll stick with 2.
Okay.
I have a confession to make. I did misunderstood their question. I thought that how many waffles could fit in the dung pit. But I will still stick to my answer. That was
No.
0 because
No.
it's a trick question. But yeah, still. Yep.
Oh, Tony, you made my day. Okay.
You killed the question effectively.
Right, I'm glad I didn't go with tennis ball, because if Tony was imagining a dung beetle eating a tennis ball, that's a whole different type of movie. Okay, Arazor, do we have many guesses on YouTube at attempting to answer a question of the day?
GP said half, and there was one, I think, from Drew, was it in beginning of the stream, but I can't find it, so I think 0 or 1, and coming to Katia answered 3.
3.
And
Okay.
that's all.
Okay, fair enough. Right, I can tell you're all absolutely miles off. Tony, you're you're
lost.
further
Is it
away
like
than
20?
anybody else. You're further away than anybody else.
Is it more than 20?
Right, are you ready for this? A dung beetle can carry 399 Belgian waffles.
Wait, what?
Get lost.
Wait, one little tiny
This is
beetle.
BS. This is
Right.
BS.
No,
What
listen.
dung beetles are you
listen.
seeing?
The Onthaphagus taurus dung beetle is effectively the strongest creature on the planet, and it can carry up to 1,141 times its own body weight. This part took a lot of research, trying to find out the weight of the Onthaphagus taurus beetle. Eventually, I found out that an adult male can get up to 21 grams in weight.
Hang on, give me these figures because I'm checking these because I don't shush.
But how can dung beetle carry so much? Like he
hang
doesn't
on.
have a backpack or something like that.
He's
Like, how?
tough, Tony. He's tough. He's special.
So you're telling me he can balance 399 pounds?
Yeah, like that's
Hey,
physically possible.
have you not seen the hula hoop challenge?
No.
Where people are balancing them on sleeping babies' heads. Anyway, I reckon he'd do it like that.
Okay, so hang on, how many times its own body weight can it carry?
1,141 times its own body weight.
You're telling me it can carry almost 24 kilograms?
It can carry 24,961 grams. The Belgian waffles that I
23,961
grams, and
the extra thousand from?
the Belgian waffles that I used as reference weigh 60 grams each. Divide the 23,961 grams by the 60 grams. 399 Belgian waffles.
Not a maths lesson.
There you go.
And if you just joined the stream, this is F1 stream, believe or not.
Tony, this is all your fault. You asked for an odd question involving a dung beetle, and we
My
got one.
fault, always my fault.
I couldn't believe it though that the Onthaphagus taurus dung beetle, it's one hell of a creature. It is one of the strongest on the planet.
And Dave, that was Volkswagen Beetle.
No, it wasn't a Volkswagen Beetle. Oh my days. Anyway, on that Belgian waffle note, You can deny that answer all you like and try and work out a way that you couldn't carry it, but that's not the point, is it? Either way, Tony, you were 399 away from the correct answer. So, okay, time to bring this to an end then. So well done to our podium drivers. Hindle taking the provisional victory, Mystic Joker second place, and Calzo in third. Well done to all of the drivers that managed to get to the end, and even more of a well done to the Force India drivers that managed to park their car in exactly the same place at pretty much exactly the same time. That is what you call special abilities. Now, next up on the Front Row Racing YouTube channel, which should be this Sunday at about 8 p.m. We've got a bit of an event going on, and there'll be information regarding that posted on Facebook on Friday. That'll be a bit of a Project Cars event that we'll put on there. And then next up on the F1 side of things will be next Wednesday for the World Championship Reserves, which will be for round 14 at the Temple of Speed Monza. And then on Thursday, for the World Series Reserves, again at Monza, and that'll be no assists and assists allowed retrospectively, and both of those will be on from about 7:25 p.m. So final thank yous to TempFear and Arazor21 for joining me on the commentary. This has been For Racing's World Series, and what a race we've had today. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll be back with the World Series in 2 weeks' time, so we'll see you again soon.